Hey y'all. I know I'm going to sound kind of what's the word, kind of weak after a few minutes of talking because my voice is, that would be a burp, a little belch. My voice is scruffy, from drainage, but I am getting better. First of all, thank you to all of you out there who have been praying for me and giving me well wishes for my health. I really do appreciate that. I really do feel like we're friends, like we're a close-knit little community of people. Even though we don't get to see each other, we communicate with each other. And do you know, I text with my dear friends all day long, and even though we don't get together but once a week for life group, or me and my bestie haven't got together since Christmas, except once, and yet we're just as close as ever. And so, I mean, I do believe that you can communicate with people through social media and stuff and still feel close to them. And I know, even though we've never met, that our basis for friendship is kind of over makeup. But I was just talking to a new friend of mine named ALISA, so I'm calling you out. But we talked, and we just have so much in common. And she is a stunning beauty, y'all. She's so young and beautiful and just stunning. She didn't even have makeup on, and she looked like a model, but I can imagine. Yeah. Anyway. So, but we just became friends like that. I mean, it's weird how people can connect. So, I know that I look rough, and that is because I put on base earlier today. I don't really feel good, and I thought, you know what? What makes me feel better? Besides good prayer and a cup of coffee. Makeup. So, I have, you know what though? I don't think I put any moisturizer under my eyes, and you should not fail to do that, especially if you're older ladies like me. So, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Age Perfect Eye Renewal. Y'all, this has been working pretty good. It's not Chanel, but it's not the price of Chanel. And here's the thing. I haven't been using it long enough, less than a month, to tell you that I say it's not Chanel. You really have to use an eye product for a lot longer period of time to see if you're really getting results with wrinkles and stuff. But what you can see right away is, does it minimize puffiness? And then the wrinkles usually, this is kind of wet and gel-like right now, but now it's starting to dry. So once it's, I know I just switched sentences, but once it starts to dry, then you need to switch to padding. You don't want to tug on it. When you first put it on, it's just like jelly. It just is so easy, not jelly, but it's just like, it's almost like water. It goes across, or gel. It goes across so easily. But then as it starts getting a little tackier, when it dries, you need to start patting it in, because you don't want to pull on your skin there. And then the leftovers, I just put it around my mouth. Got some little wrinkles around my mouth. But that was on top of makeup. But I didn't have any concealer on, so I didn't. And I don't ever get base under my eyes. I am going to use this sharp shape tape, Tarte shape tape. Highly recommended. And I remember saying I didn't like it because it was too heavy, but I may have done too much. So I'm just going to do 2 drops, not 4. I went like I'm going to do 2 drops, and then I may do 1. Let's just do 2. Maybe it was just because it is thick. It's not as thin as my Rimmel Match Perfection. This is drugstore too, so this is cheaper. It's very good. It's thin in the sense that it goes on, and it's very lightweight. And when you pat it out, it's almost like it's not there, but still has a brightening and a coverage to cover up the dark circles. And that's what this is known for. But I see people just paint this on like a big white triangle under here. I'm like, girl, that is way too much makeup under your eyes. You need to get, and then they'll use like a wet beauty blender. Well, the reason they do that is as they tap it, it takes it back off some. But still, that's so much makeup because it's going down in those wrinkles, and it's just going to set them. Now, this is the, I need a new one, as you can tell. No, actually, I have a new one. I keep it in my purse. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind, and this has a nice little sponge on it. So I might just use the little sponge just to smooth this out instead of my finger this time. Oh, it still just looks like too much product. I don't know, y'all. There may be a little rewind on this. but I didn't even twist it. Yeah, I'm going to go on either side of my nose now, down on either side of my nose. And as you get older, this is a structural change. This drops, and you'll get what me and my older lady friends called the bulldog jowl. There's this jowl, but this is called the bulldog. And so you go down in it, like in it, and it lightens up that shadow there. Same thing on either side of your mouth. This tends to draw down like that. Best thing to do is always smile, and then right there under, right on the top, you can put something there. I don't feel like putting too much there because, again, you've got the 11s wrinkle right there. You don't want to fill them in too much. Then right here, just in that crease right there. But not any further down because I don't want to highlight my chin being so bulbous. This, I literally just kind of smooth out in a little circle and then smooth out. And then this side, you go with that finger, opposing sides, and just make sure that you get down there so you don't have, like, have you ever looked at somebody from the side and they got like this, like, crevice, milk full, like a valley trough full of makeup that's kind of gotten in there and just is like, bleh, and they didn't blend it out? Don't do that. Okay. You can go right under your nostrils and just kind of blend this out now with your finger. You're just kind of blending the edges. And then here, you can just go straight out past your eye so it gets this brightening effect back here. And I do it twice. Go all the way in right here. Do you see that? So this inner area is lightened. And then go back out one more time. Don't pull any more than that. And the rest of it, just pat it. If you feel like there's too much on your finger, switch to a clean finger and pat it off. Sort of like that beauty blender, what that's doing. Just taking more of it back off. And then just kind of blend it out some into your cheek line. And you may want to come down your nose. That also just fills the pores. If you want to know the truth, it's the same thing as like what a primer does. And I guess you could use the rest of it. Don't waste it. Just do it like that. What that does, it makes it a little lighter back here. It's not really adding anything but a little bit of lightness and color. What that does is gives you a facelift. The cheapy advice. Then use your black makeup towel and wipe off your fingers. And the first thing I want to do is put on my lips. And then, the thing I was going to do today is I'm going to use my new Guerlain palette. Guerlain, however you want to say it. There we go. I'm doing this from so far away. That mirror, I'm squinting so I can see it. That's how far away it is. I think a lot of people use their computer monitor. I guess they run it through the back of the camera so they can watch themselves. That's why you see them constantly look to the side and look over there. I use a mirror right in front of me. So that's the exciting YouTube. I'll just show y'all a picture on Instagram what my YouTube setup looks like. And you know what I just realized? From being too far away, I am grossly not even. Hold on. And as you talk, it's hard to do your lips because you're talking. Okay, it looks better. Alright, that's enough. I'm kind of patting it out. And this is my Chanel. I started saying Inimitable. That's the mascara. This is my Chanel Lip Intense. And of course, that's enough to dry it. It's now solid on all day. Put the high gloss over it. It moisturizes. It sets it. And it makes your lips very shiny. And I love it. Then obviously, go to... I can't do that far. Bye!
I'll see you later. I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm filming! Come here quick. You have to. You have to be on the... Okay, so y'all, this is Alyssa, and she's going to peek in. And she looks so cute. But I just told y'all about her, so there she is. Alright, so now you got to go see this.
Okay.
Alright, bye. We've had such a good time. I know, we'll have to get together.
Please, I would love that.
Okay.
Alright, take care.
The check's downstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
So she's saying bye.
Later.
But anyway, so I'm going to finish putting my makeup on. And now y'all know who Alyssa is. She's my friend. She's my new friend. So see how you can make new friends. Alright, so now I'm going to take an E55 shader. And Okay. This is really got a lot of fallout. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's got so much fallout. Here we go. There. You know what I think this is honestly meant for? I think this is meant for either I need to be using the MAC Fix Plus, or I think this is meant to be on top of another color because it's very frosty. What do y'all think? This looks very frosty, but it's also got a lot of flyweight. I don't know if y'all can see, it's so chunky it's literally falling down on my shirt. This is expensive too. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm going in the crease. Hold on. There we go. Oh, it's a good one. It's pretty. Alright, and then I'm going to use this transition color, which is kind of like, it looks like a gray, beige-ish color. Hold on, hold on. I wonder if that was more, yeah, it's very transition. It's very skin toned. And I'm literally going to flip this. No, I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and use a E45 tapered brush and this darker color and go into my crease. There we go. There we go. Y'all, my new little friend, ALISA, I say little. I'm not trying to talk down to her. She is like 30 years younger than me. But I just adore her, y'all. She's the sweetest, most beautiful. Did y'all see how